Hey cats and kits, Captain Zorikh here, and this is the corner of 57th Street and Madison Avenue. Now, nobody's logged on yet, but I know that, so I'm basically speaking to the folks who are going to rewind to the beginning of this video. I used to take the bus right over there to go up to my elementary school every school day. And let me tell you, Madison Avenue used to be one of the most jammed streets in the city, sometimes taking, like, I'm not actually joking, about a half an hour to go 10 blocks, depending upon which 10 blocks it was. Now I'm walking down 57th Street. It's Thursday morning. It's between 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning. Now, 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning would be ordinarily a really crowded time here, because there's lots of office buildings around here and people are going to work and wearing suits like that if they can afford it. But it's not, because of the whole shutdown, and I have not walked this particular street since the shutdown began. I never noticed that Tiffany has moved a few doors down, well, next door, and they got that grand old building there. Fantastic. Anyway, the slate gray sky really assists in the desolation and post-apocalyptic dystopian view of New York City here. Kind of like that scene from that lawyer movie with Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino. Incidentally, I just happened to, that shot that you see in that movie is from about 2nd Avenue looking west, and there's a movie theater, a twin movie theater called the Sutton. Well, that movie theater ain't there. What in the world is this? And that movie theater ain't there anymore. And but I used to go to that movie theater a lot. I saw, what I see, Bad News Bears, everything from Bad News Bears to Battle Beyond the Stars to what was it? The Crying Game I saw in that theater. Also, I think that I somehow wound up being in that theater for the Ballad of Bobby Joe. When Bobby Joe McAllister jumped off the Tallahatchie Bridge, that movie. But for some reason, my mom sent me out of the theater halfway through the movie. I don't know why. But anyway, let me switch it back to me so y'all know who you're talking about here. Yeah, hey everybody, Captain Zorikh here. Socially covered when I get close enough to somebody, but I kind of don't like talking with this thing over my face. It feels impersonal. But as you saw, there's really nobody close enough for me to be worried about. All right. And I see there's a bus there, but I'm practically to my destination, so I need not concern myself with getting a bus now. And look at this. The red light is practically a suggestion here on 5th Avenue. All right, there's your Trump Tower over there. Oh, incidentally, thing about Trump Tower, before that was built, there was a rule. You don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, you don't pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger, and you don't build a glass tower in the middle of 5th Avenue. 5th Avenue is an avenue for stone buildings, but Trump did. Anywho, so I just kind of wanted to share with you the desolate feeling that this slate gray sky gives you when walking through these deserted streets. Also bring you up to date with a couple of things or two. The situation with my apartment, holding pattern. We sent our last reply to the to management's lawyer's reply to our reply to their offer, and since the courts are shut down until May at the very least, it doesn't look like anything's going to happen. Hey, that's neat. You know, I really ought to walk down the street more often. There's some nifty stuff here. So I'm still staying with my girlfriend's place. You know, doing what I can to minimize the impact and be a positive contributor. Walk the dog, wash the dishes, that kind of contribute to the bills, that kind of thing. I still have my overnight job, which is paying sufficient paying sufficient amount that I don't need to be a burden on society. Have not gotten my $1,200 yet, but I've got savings should I need it. I am madly working on American Nights 2018, that documentary of the last trip of the original American team to the World Championship in its complete form. Since, as you may know, those who follow the sport of full contact medieval armored combat, that the USA Knights that the Armored Combat League and the USA Knights had a schism when the two partners unamicably split up, and now a completely different organization called the American Medieval Combat Federation, which has been trying to get itself to be the representative U.S. team there for a couple of years, was actually selected to be the U.S. representative at the World Championships of the International Medieval Combat Federation. I'm not going to go into any details right now, so don't read too much into it, except for the fact that the split up of the Armored Combat League and the USA Knights was not a friendly one. Let's see. And so those are most of the details. If you haven't been following along, on Tuesday nights, the sword fighting practice for the New York chapter of the Society for Creative Anachronism is a virtual thing. I go on to Facebook Live every Tuesday night from 7 to about 8:30 and lead whoever's watching in warm-ups and drills, and I try to teach at least one new thing, add one new thing to our repertoire, footwork or a different sword blow or defense or something every week. Wednesdays, oh shit, that was yesterday. Oh frack, I didn't do it. Okay, fine then. This afternoon, from 3 to 3:30. I can't believe I forgot to do this yesterday. Well, I got a lot of video work done. Captain Zorikh's socially distant music moment will be from 3 to 3:30 this afternoon. I'll get my guitar and my harmonica. I'll go out into the car so that I don't bother the neighbors and play a half an hour of music, some originals, some covers. And so you can tune in on your lunch break or mid-afternoon break, or if you're not at work, at 3 o'clock. What it will be is 3 o'clock. I have no idea what's on television at that time, so I don't know what you'll be missing. I can't believe I forgot to do that, because I've been doing that on Wednesdays. But, and now I'm going to do it on Thursday. But now what I'm doing is I'm going over to my mom's house, where I'm going to pick up the grocery shopping list so that she can stay inside, and I go shopping at Whole Foods for her. And that's why you've been seeing those pictures of the line outside Whole Foods at Columbus Circle every week. My mom, interestingly enough, getting up in her years, has kind of developed a phobia of going outside. You know, it's a strong wind will knock her over, break her hip, that kind of thing. And now she finds that phobia may be saving her life, because she's completely comfortable inside. I just go help her do the shopping every week. Yeah, like I say, she's getting up in years, and I don't know how much longer we'll have, although she's still good for a conversation. Though there are definitely certain things that she needs help with, like short-term memory stuff. And anyway, I just wanted to, I hadn't been on a Facebook Live with you guys in a while, so I just felt the urge as I was walking down the street, and I thank you all for tuning in. Let me see who all has tuned in. Let me check you out. Let me say my hellos here. Austin, Craig, Xavier, Colin, Jonas. Wait, I know there were more of you. There you go. Kathy, Roger, Raymond, Luciano, Penny, Enrique, Fernando, Dan, Blaze, Jacqueline, David, Lisa, Adam, Pasita, Steve, Jessica, and Annie again. Thank you all for joining in. I hope this hasn't been too depressing to you. And those of you wondering why I got the mask down, because there is no one within 50 yards of me. Anywho, don't worry, I'll throw this right up back up as soon as I get off the phone. And by the way, you know the old story about how to get to Carnegie Hall? Well, the actual answer is just walk down 57th Street, because there it is. Yeah, 57th Street is a pretty big street in New York City. If you come here when New York City is open for business and just walk down it, you'll find lots of fascinating things in it, including the Art Students League, the former Lee's Art Shop, which in the past year or two has been home to the Trolls and to the Downton Abbey display. You got Carnegie Hall here, you got a bunch of galleries, you got Tiffany's, and so forth. So that's all fun. And shops, like they say. Uncle Sam's umbrella repair shop used to be around here. Don't know if it still is, though. And Central Park's just a couple of blocks that way. I'm coming up on 7th Avenue. So I'm going to give you guys a view of 7th Avenue before I shut this down. Those of you who came in late, feel free to rewind to the beginning of this. And in a few days, I'll be posting it on YouTube. My YouTube channel, of course, is youtube.com/Capt Zorikh. You know, there used to be a lot of bookshops on 57th Street. This was one of them. Now it's a bank. All right, so here's 7th Avenue. There's Central Park over that away. There's facing west. There's facing south. There's Carnegie Hall. There's facing east. Okay, I love you all. Thank you for joining me. Hey, Walt, how are you? Christina, Hudson, Blaze, and everybody else that I already said hello to. Hey, Walt. Hey, Jason. Is there... help me out here. Please post in the comments how people can buy comics today. I know there's a way to do it online or something, and I know there's at least one publisher or something that says if you buy a comic book through them and name the store you go to regularly or any store comic shop you want, they will send 50% of what you spend to that store to keep those stores alive. Are you up on that? Do you know who that is? Put that in the comments if you can. All right, so anyway, that's about it. I love you all. So stay physically distant but socially active. A lot of people are saying, there are people out there saying that if we don't open up, people are going to be committing suicide and stuff like that. Well, I say social interaction. We've got internet, Skype, the phone, Zoom, and you know, all other kinds of ways to communicate with people electronically and distantly without actually being close to them. So keep in touch with your friends and relatives and loved ones so that you can sing songs and do group dances and whatever it takes to keep your spirits up, like they said in that movie, The King is Dead. Keep your spirits up so that we can keep ourselves safe, so that the potential suicide rate will not outgrow the potential COVID-19 death rate. All right, folks? Thank you very much. This is Capt Zorikh. I love you all. Coming at you.